A wild mare was desperately digging. When the hunter looked closer, he froze. Hearing this, different questions must be rising in your mind. For that, you must watch the full video. If you missed the end of this video, you must be in doubt. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more amazing content and bring you incredible stories. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you know someone who would love this video, share it with them. It means the world to us. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Before wasting your time, let's get started with this video. A lone hunter wrapped in thick layers steps cautiously through the undergrowth. He isn't here by accident. He knows these woods well. But tonight, something feels different. He halts, scanning the horizon. Then he hears it, a frantic scraping sound. Sharp, repetitive, desperate. His eyes lock onto a shape in the clearing ahead. A wild mare, her dark coat glistening with sweat, is digging feverishly into the frozen earth. Her hooves strike the ground with relentless force, sending up sprays of dirt and ice. It's not normal behavior. Horses don't dig like this. They graze, they roam. But this is pure desperation. At first, the hunter watches in confusion. Maybe she's searching for food. But no, her movements are too wild, too urgent. Maybe she's trying to bury something? A chilling thought creeps into his mind. Could she be hiding a carcass? He inches forward, his breath visible in the cold air. The closer he gets, the more unsettling the scene becomes. The mare isn't just digging, she's panicking. Her eyes, wide with fear, glance toward him for a brief second before she returns to her frantic effort. Something beneath the earth is calling her. Or is it trying to escape? And then he sees it, a glimpse of something dark in the disturbed soil. His heart slams against his ribs. What has this mare found? A buried secret? A lost companion? Or something far more terrifying? The hunter stands frozen, his breath shallow, watching the mare's frantic movements. Every instinct in his body tells him something is wrong, terribly wrong. Horses don't behave like this. They might paw the ground out of curiosity or frustration. But this is different. This is desperation. For a moment, he wonders if she's injured. Maybe she's trying to free herself from something tangled beneath the surface. But no, her hooves move with too much purpose. She's not just struggling. She's trying to uncover something. Then another thought strikes him. Could she be searching for food buried beneath the snow? Animals in the wild do whatever it takes to survive, and a starving horse might dig for roots. But again, something doesn't add up. Horses don't rely on their hooves for foraging. Not like this. Doubt creeps into his mind, mingling with unease. Maybe she's acting irrationally, rabid even. The wilderness is ruthless, and starvation can drive even the strongest creatures mad. He takes a cautious step forward, ready to back away at the first sign of aggression, and that's when he hears it, a faint muffled noise. It's not the wind, it's something else, something coming from beneath the ground. His muscles tighten. Was that a cry? His heartbeat quickens. The mare, as if sensing his hesitation, whinnies loudly, almost as if she's begging him to understand. There's urgency in her every move, a pleading desperation in her eyes. She isn't just digging, she's trying to save something. But what? The hunter's hands twitch at his sides. Part of him wants to walk away. Whatever's happening here, it isn't his problem. But another part, the part that's spent years navigating the wild, knows better. This isn't just some strange animal behavior. Something is trapped beneath the ground, something alive. He glances around the clearing, as if expecting to see another animal, a predator lurking in the shadows. But there's nothing. Just the mare and the cold earth she's desperately trying to tear apart. At this point, any reasonable person would say, "You know what? Not my circus, not my problem. But our hunter? He's got a different plan." And then, just as he takes another step closer, he sees it, a dark, trembling shape beneath the churned-up dirt. His breath catches. What was it? And had he just stumbled upon something he wasn't meant to find? The hunter's breath turns shallow as he stares at the frantic mare. His mind races, trying to make sense of the scene. Whatever is beneath the dirt, it isn't just a lifeless object. It moved. His first instinct is to assume the worst. A predator's unfinished meal, an animal caught in a cruel trap. But then the mare does something that makes his stomach tighten. She lets out a heart-wrenching whinny, one that echoes through the cold, empty forest. It isn't just a call. It's a cry of sheer panic, the kind only a mother makes when she's losing something she loves. And that's when it hits him. She's not digging for food. She's not hiding something. She's trying to save something. The realization sends a chill down his spine. He watches as the mare continues her desperate struggle against the earth, her hooves striking the frozen ground with reckless abandon. Her body is shaking from exhaustion, her nostrils flaring with every labored breath. But she doesn't stop. She can't stop. The hunter's hands clench. He knows that kind of determination. He's seen it before, in mothers fighting to protect their young, in wounded animals refusing to give up. This isn't just survival. This is instinct. This is love. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw a wild horse digging like a lunatic, my first thought wouldn't be, let me get closer. Nope, I'd be halfway back to civilization. But our guy, he's about to make a decision that changes everything. His mind battles between logic and instinct. Approaching a distressed wild animal is dangerous, especially one this frantic. But something deep inside urges him forward. He steps closer, careful not to startle her. She flicks her ears toward him but doesn't stop. If anything, she seems to sense his presence, almost as if she's pleading for help. Then a faint noise rises from beneath the dirt, a weak, trembling sound, a sound that makes his heart drop, a foal's cry. His stomach twists. There's a baby trapped underground, and suddenly every second feels like an eternity. Was the foal still alive? And if it was, how much time did they have left? The hunter's pulse pounds in his ears. He now knows the truth. This isn't just a wild mare behaving erratically. She's a desperate mother trying to save her trapped baby. And she's losing the battle. His gut twists with indecision. He's been in the wild long enough to know that interfering with an animal in distress can be dangerous. A wild mare, no matter how desperate, could see him as a threat if he gets too close. She's unpredictable, running on pure instinct and fear. And yet, can he really just stand there and do nothing? He takes another step forward, his boots crunching softly against the frozen earth. The mare's ears flick in his direction, but she doesn't stop digging. That's a good sign. If she saw him as a threat, she would have already turned on him. Still, the risk lingers in his mind. Horses can kill with a single kick. And if this mare decided he was in the way, she wouldn't hesitate to defend her baby with everything she had left. His grip tightens around his gear. This could go very, very wrong. Now let's be real here. This is the part in every nature documentary where the narrator calmly says, "The hunter observes from a safe distance." But nope, not this guy. He's about to throw himself into the unknown. He inches even closer. The mare snorts, her muscles trembling with exhaustion. She's been at this for too long. Her strength is fading, but her spirit refuses to break. And then, she does something he never expected. She stops. Just for a moment. She looks at him, her dark eyes filled with something he can't quite explain. It's not fear. It's not aggression. It's trust. His breath catches. In that moment, the wild barrier between them fades. She knows she can't do this alone. And somehow, in a way only nature can explain, she's asking for his help. He exhales, nodding to himself. There's no more hesitation. He kneels down and touches the cold earth with his hands. And then, he starts digging. But was there still time? Or had they already lost the fight? The hunter doesn't hesitate. He shoves his hands into the frozen dirt, ignoring the sting of the cold. The mare, as if sensing his urgency, steps back slightly, but only just enough to let him work. Her breath comes in short, panicked bursts, her body tense with anticipation. The ground is harder than he expected. It takes effort, clawing, scraping, pushing away the layers of frozen earth. His fingers ache, but he doesn't stop. He can't stop. If he does, whatever is down there might not make it. Then, something shifts beneath his hands. His breath catches. At first, it looks like just a dark mass, covered in dirt. But as he clears away more soil, the shape becomes clearer. A small, fragile body. A foal. His heart slams against his ribs. The tiny creature is completely buried, only its nose barely peeking through the dirt, struggling to take in weak, shallow breaths. Its eyes are closed, its body unmoving. The hunter's stomach twists. He was right. The foal had been trapped. But for how long? Had they already lost too much time? The hunter's hands are stiff from the cold, his breath visible in the crisp morning air. He watches the foal with unwavering focus, his heart pounding. It has tried and failed twice already. But this is it. One last chance. The mare lets out another desperate whinny, her hooves shifting uneasily in the dirt. She's running out of patience, not because she's frustrated, but because she knows the truth. If her baby can't stand, it won't survive. The foal's tiny body trembles. It's exhausted, weak, barely hanging on. Every fiber of its being is telling it to give up, to sink back into the earth and let the cold take over. But something inside it refuses. The hunter leans in, whispering under his breath, as if his encouragement could somehow reach the little creature. The mare steps closer, her warm breath washing over her baby. It's a silent message, a mother's final plea. Get up. The foal's ears twitch. It takes another slow, shaky breath. Then, with a sudden burst of determination, it tries again. Its front legs push against the ground, trembling under the weight of its fragile body. Its back legs, stiff from being trapped so long, struggle to find their footing. The foal wobbles, nearly collapsing. But this time, something is different. It doesn't give up. The hunter holds his breath. The mare stands frozen, eyes locked on her baby. And then, the foal stands. It's shaky, unsteady, its legs splaying awkwardly beneath it. But it's up. The mare lets out a high-pitched whinny, a sound filled with relief, pride, and overwhelming emotion. She nuzzles her baby, encouraging it to stay strong. The hunter exhales, feeling a weight lift from his chest. They did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. It's not the most graceful takeoff, but hey, even human babies look like tiny drunk sailors when they first try to walk. The foal stumbles forward, nearly falling, but the mare is right there, steadying it with her presence. It's weak, but it's alive, and now it has a fighting chance. The hunter steps back, watching the incredible scene before him. In the vast wilderness, a newborn foal has just taken its first steps against all odds. But it's not over yet. Could the foal nurse in time to regain its strength? Or had the ordeal already taken too much out of it? The foal is standing, shaky, weak, barely holding itself up. But it's standing. That alone is a miracle. But the battle isn't over yet. Now comes the real test, the one that will determine if it survives. The mare, still trembling from exhaustion, lowers her head and nuzzles her baby again. She knows what needs to happen next. The foal must nurse. It must drink the first milk, colostrum, the liquid gold of survival. For a newborn, this isn't just about hunger. This first milk is packed with vital nutrients and antibodies, protecting it from disease and giving it the energy to grow stronger. Without it, the foal's chances of survival plummet. The hunter watches closely, his fists unconsciously clenched. He knows how fragile this moment is. If the foal doesn't latch onto its mother soon, its already weakened body might not have the strength to keep going. The foal takes a wobbly step forward, then another. It's unsteady, its tiny legs buckling under its own weight. The mare. The foal stumbles forward, each step uncertain but determined. The hunter holds his breath, watching as it inches closer to its mother. The mare stands perfectly still, her body tense, her eyes locked onto her baby. She knows this is the final test. The foal has survived the ordeal, but it's not safe until it nurses. It tries to lower its head, searching instinctively for its mother's milk, but its movements are uncoordinated. The hunter feels a pang of anxiety. This is the part that should come naturally. But after so much struggle, Does the foal have the strength left to succeed? The mare, sensing her baby's hesitation, lowers her head and nudges it softly toward her belly. It's an unspoken instruction. This is where you'll find life. The foal leans in, its tiny mouth searches, lips trembling. And then it latches. A rush of relief floods through the hunter. The mare lets out a soft, contented exhale, her muscles relaxing for the first time since he found her. The foal is nursing. It's getting the life-giving colostrum it so desperately needs. This isn't just a small victory. It's the moment that ensures the foal will live. And just like that, the little one figures it out. No YouTube tutorials, no step-by-step guides. Just pure instinct kicking in at the last second. The hunter steps back, giving them space. His job here is done. The mare turns toward him, her dark eyes locking onto his for just a moment. It's a silent exchange, a rare, almost mystical moment between man and beast. No words are spoken, but he understands. Thank you. The hunter exhales, finally allowing himself to feel the exhaustion creeping into his own limbs. What started as an ordinary morning turned into something unforgettable, a story of resilience, trust, and survival. As the first rays of sunlight break over the horizon, he watches as the foal, now steadier on its legs, nuzzles its mother before taking its first real steps into the world. It stumbles, but this time, it doesn't fall. But would this be a happy ending? Or was there still one last challenge waiting for them